All right, so this one is called 1 Week. It's a multi part poem from 1999. In my own way of saying, I choose new words to say. The collapse of one pleasant relapse, elusive serpentine orgies make lucid smiles upon colossal murals of abusive referrals to be the waiting brother of the sun in crystal waters. In empty trades of space, all is hypnotic. There screams new recollection, and through these shards forms ancient inflection. Timeo fugit, give Cleopatra my glass-eyed diamond face, shrouded in a satin cape. Let's dance the dance macabre. My absence of comfort lays awake and dreams, wide-eyed, weary, while I sleep at night, and disappears. Part 2. It breathes. An extortion. I am a tortured scholar, a poet who reads without definition. I smoke a cigarette, one for every youth, every 16 on n'est pas sérieux qu'on en 17 ans. Every youth and so on, every 14, every 13, and so on. And friends and fiends. Part 3. One went in and others followed, wishing to escape the dreams they borrowed from a roadside merchant at Carnival, who mistook his own reflection in the house of mirrors for a gypsy he saw and killed twice over. I save others to save others from evil curses. Dead spirits very rarely die in the minds of those who've killed them. Negative, aka a carnival of lost souls, is just the reflection, Cold War fearing daylight, so on and so on. The lion tamer lost his head not because he was insane, because he enjoyed his lifestyle and wished to risk his life to live it. Like any good man would, you must make the jump. It's now 2 o'clock, and I will write till 3. I have to be at work at 6:30. More wine. Scream intoxicated guttons as they dine, the virginal slave girl with Persian eyes. An innocent beauty only children could possess, such, however, if but she will not make it through the night, and neither will her dress. Carnival of Lost Souls, Gypsies Without Reason, Part 4. Existing temples, what's done for you, the savory meeting, is a weaker person, not who you feign to be. I'm confused. The sound of 2 loud kisses through weak walls and plaster falls from the ceiling. These means destroy your intended silence, calls through the insipid, inspired cooling vents in the other room hissing. So I release restraints I hold for no real reason. The brisk wind of this autumn season reminds me of when I met you both, 2 years, one before the other, in the season of tragedy. It reminds me more of what I'm hearing now. Wait. Silence. For once. Maybe now I can take a piss. Quite contemporary. To create ideas that backfire, I give it 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. You give it 5 days, 360 degrees, or 180, si vous préférez. Call it karma. Autumn is the season of tragedy. And I remind you both, these walls are very thin, and so are most barriers. I can see right through you. Negative space. Negative space. A Western work of art with too much negative space. Part 5. Byproduct of society, inferior project built upon infamy. A pallid artist's cold sweat visions of humanity. I fear the rapture. What new trans perspectives it might bring me, insubmissive. Insubmission subdues, wake and bake and fuses, fusions. Oh God, it's time to light the fuse. Stand up, we can dance in slow stance, speeding cycles. Stress sheds relax. Did you have fun last night? It was alright. I'm fucking dizzy. Independence is cruel. Drastic changes in terms of schedule, and we need vitamin supplements. They work wonders. These days, I am timidly inspired, undomesticated, unsanitary, reanimates open atriums in the domiciles. What can you say? It had to be done. Submissive poison, barbiturate saturates. I see the page moving. Theater's life, film is art, television, furniture. Open trance, this loosely gilded puppet, penniless poverty hasn't eaten for days, and abusive, hollowed out allies. The scabied whore strays from a mascara-stained stance, shuttered victims without common sense, imperative days, with beer stains scarred from ecstasy's imprints, wicked dance without defense. And where is my supreme being, you ask? Scattered, shattered victims without common sense. That'll leave a mark. More hell-bent upon reality and its misgivings, giving unison beyond reason, and the lady over there gives a pinch on her shoulder, not sure if it's salt or sugar. Oh well, what the hell? It gives no misgivings, the things of raw literature, and the pains of what may be under the table, born in independence, taken to liberty. The world may seem unreal in the aftermath. It's just the writer. I am naive. If any, I should know this. Common sense would say that you're more wigged out than I am. This conversation with myself and cars are the essence of evil, but that's the countless conversations that never had endings, missed in searching for the right word. The freeze of modern thought is that all preceding boundaries exploded. Now to just sit back and collect the sharded pieces of glass of the uncollective fluid, free-flowing minds is the freeze of modern thought. It could happen. Or maybe we just talk in circles with no connection. Part 6. Rome with condiments. Computers tossed in as a definitive supplement on the whim of conversation, then it splits in half. Can't find the right word, but on a new wheel creating boundaries that do not exist. A vagary, capricious whim or happening. These are contemporary as well as modern and classical questions. What is a human being? Well, the human being is absence of form without means by which to fill our countless, endless, boundless volumes of negative space. We are submissively, essentially empty. So what does it take to make a human being whole? 1. Sensory perception, untainted. 2. The attainment of knowledge through savage, studious, practical, spiritual, and experiential means. 3. Vagary. 4. The ability within vagary to remain consistent with the savage, studious, practical, spiritual, and experiential means by which we attain knowledge. 5. Perspective. 6. The ability to realize that we needn't pay attention to particulars until we've realized their reality as a whole. 7. To break away from this fancy clothing and realize that without the extraction form from the human mind that it took to make this clothing, we are but one naked beast compiled of nothing but a mass of water, fat, meat, and sensory perception. What do we need to think? Why do we need to blink when true learning gives us webs within our minds? Begin with the beginning. 7. Circumstantial meanings make beautiful cancers in corners beyond oblivion. Trouble comprehending broken lines. The rhythm in many orgasmic episodes takes a seat behind the one who rejected her. Funny. These ironic, iconic coincidences. Here is an unpleasant place where ignorance is bliss. Metaphors and simple combustible compounds make insolent sound, and this is where I presently preside. One reads in the corner, hiding her face for fear of exposure to the waking pains of reality. Sine memoria et sine femina non habemus poetas. Consequentially, her mind is weakly wired, time bomb, ingenious. Her body is spent. Nervous breakdown, subsympathetic, a dangerous dose of hallucinations. And other things. I don't know if I'll make it home tonight. Nothing here. Nothing there. Except pantyhose and their couples. Sometimes I write non-sequential shit, this I know. An unpleasant stench has hit the room. Clara Bean writes cheap porn beside me, calloused hands from too many hand jobs. Wicked craze, irrational without meaning. Substance fills empty space inside a being. God's gift to the poet. is the right to write raw literature. I heard weird shit in the other room, not to talk behind a back. Intermission of endearment. Be it as it may, as you may have your own utopia, migra. Immigration of the deepest frustration, exit rebellion. A voice exceeds 5 octaves. Eyelids turn to curtains in the savory slits of a nichma mask, soaked in lighter fluid at which burnings. An amputee with barbecued barbed wire limbs is consumed by a cannibalistic underground with sadistic yearnings. Sub terra, parasite victims on the eve of destruction. Segments of film went pseudo actor. Their suicidal reasons and various factors tilt. Sent when he's sober, only when he's sober, and needs more rounds. 1 week.